Hi, I'm Sabina Singh. I am the president-elect for the Wisconsin Academy of Family Practice. And the purpose of this meeting is to, of course, share what we've been doing over the last year, to hear from our members, to elect new officers, and to answer some questions as well. You've heard the meeting format already, and Brandon may cover that again a little bit later. I will have several people joining me. Lisa Dodson as president, Larry Pfeiffer as the executive director of the Wisconsin Academy of Family Practice. Tim Hoven is our legislative consultant. Brandon Wimmer is our deputy executive director. Becky Wimmer is our executive director of the foundation. The agenda for today includes all of the activities and achievements of 2019, the introduction and election of the officers, our 2020 strategic plan, our status of the dues, and any calls for resolutions to go to the Academy Congress of Delegates. Covered that already, right?
So Brandon covered this just a moment ago, but just to refresh, we will be posting the slides to this with links to all of the resources that are mentioned onto the WAFP website after the meeting. You can ask, or we will be asking you to respond to poll questions. You can raise your hand to chat, or you can put questions into the question pane and type them in. We would like for this to be as interactive as possible. So this is the 71st year of the WAFP. We have 3,000 members, including student and residents, and we hold an 83.7% market share of eligible membership. So thank you all for being members and participating in today's conference. I'm going to introduce Sabina Singh as our president-elect and incoming president.
Thank you, Lisa. So we are a knowledge-based decision-making organization, and this is how we come up with our strategic plan. Our focus is on member value. So going through the rest of the presentation, we will give highlights on each of our areas of focus. We will have submitted questions that we'll address first. We'll move on to the activities for 2019, and then there'll be an opportunity for live questions and feedback. And we'll be moving on to our first area of topic, which is healthy physician, healthy practice for all members. And Larry will be joining us to review any questions.
Yes, we had one question that was submitted ahead of time. Had to deal with what progress are we making as an academy towards getting the healthcare organizations to support their physicians and reduce burnout. Burnout and things like that have been at the top of the list for the Academy to deal with, both the American Academy and WAFP. We do have a work group that's been meeting. We do participate in other organizations that are looking at this, the Wisconsin Medical Society. And we're really, the work group that we have really has gotten to the point of saying, you know, this is not, burnout is not the individual responsibility of the physician. It really is the system in which they work. And so we are trying to look for opportunities, obviously not getting a lot of response, but looking for opportunities for how we can interact, how we can help our members try to change some of that systematic issues that they're dealing with. So stay tuned. We've got a work group working on this. We'll keep everybody posted. We do on our website have resources for well-being as well.
So when it comes to the healthy physician, healthy practice area of focus, we do a membership survey every year, which is where some of this data comes from. That's what really drives our activities throughout the strategic plan, is through our membership survey, through the feedback that we get from you throughout the year. So as you can see on the slide, 80% of our members are employed. Most of those are by the large health systems throughout the state. 30% of our members practice in rural settings, 48% in suburban and urban settings. One of the things that we really focus on when it comes to healthy physician, healthy practice is assisting members with maintenance of certification and maintenance of licensure. The main way that we do that is to offer KSA sessions throughout the year to help you meet your American Board of Family Medicine certification requirements. This past year, we participated with a group of our other state chapters to host a virtual KSA. We've done that a number of years. It's a really great experience for our members. You're able to, just like you are today, participate in a KSA through a webinar system from the comfort of your own home. That's been really popular throughout the years, and we're really, really grateful that we get such great participation for that. Another thing that we've been involved with as an academy, we've had a staff person that works very closely with the ABFM, and as they're continuing to roll out and make improvements to their certification and recertification process, we've been doing what we can to make sure that we're explaining those changes to you and to our members, and being able to help kind of guide you through that evolving process. So we ask that you stay tuned to our website and our newsletter. As more of that gets rolled out here in 2020, we'll continue to provide updates on what's required and make sure that we're continuing to provide activities that'll help you meet those continuing requirements. In terms of well-being, we include a clinical focus in our strategic plan every year. For a number of years, we've been offering the opioid CME education that we'll talk about, but we've also, this past year in particular, really focused on physician well-being. We've been curating a list of resources on our website underneath the Healthy Practice menu, as well as continuing to kind of follow the AFP's lead. They do a really great job of providing resources that you can implement, whether it's in your own practice or in your own health system as well. In addition to some of the things that Larry talked about with the work that we're doing with partnership organizations throughout the state. AFP's got a really great Physician Health First web portal that's got access to all kinds of things, webinars, toolkits, and activities there, which are linked in the session slides that we'll make available offline. So that's kind of just a snapshot. There are a lot of other activities that we're engaged in and that we're planning as we move forward into 2020, which we will touch on here a little bit later. Going back to the other clinical focus on the opioid CME, that is and continues to be a state requirement that you earn 2 credits of CME and what they're calling responsible opioid prescribing. That requirement's been in effect now since 2017, and we continue to offer that training course throughout the year. In 2019, we were pleased to offer that 3 different times as a webinar course. We had over 140 people participate in that course. Throughout the life cycle of that course, it has become the most successful program that the Academy's ever put on. And we will continue that through at least 2021 while the state requirement remains in effect. That is going on kind of a 2-year cycle, so it's been renewed for at least the next 2 years, and we'll continue to monitor that and keep you informed as that requirement stays in effect. The well-being we talked a little bit about on the last slide, so we will go ahead and move on from there. Matt, have there been any questions or comments from the members? All right, we are going to just launch a quick poll question that'll pop up on your screen here in a moment. Just asking if based on the report that we just gave and the activities that we've done, do you feel that these are meeting your needs as a member? Just kind of a yes or no. If you have any questions or comments, or there's things that you think we could be doing, please type those into us or include those in the meeting evaluation that you'll get later today. So that poll is live on your screen. We'll leave that open until you've had a chance to respond to that, and we'll take just a moment to let those results come in. Great. So Matt, do you want to just share those results on the screen? So you can see there about well more than half think that we've done a good job with what we've offered around healthy physician, healthy practice. For those of you that aren't sure, we certainly encourage you to reach out to us and just kind of let us know if there's something that we're not doing that you think we could be doing. We'd certainly love to hear from you. So thank you for that. And we will move on to the next slide.
All right, this is Larry, and one of the areas in our strategic plan deals with advocacy. And when we ask our members what's important to them, there's a number of things that come up, but almost always advocacy comes up as the number one thing that they look to the Academy for. It's advocacy from the standpoint of legislative and regulatory advocacy, but recently the advocacy has really been kind of shifting towards helping with administrative burden. And so one of the things that we try to do is to make resources available. We try to do, as Brandon talked about, webinars, things like that. And then particularly in the legislative and regulatory arena, we do have a lobbyist, Tim Hoven, that's been with us for many years now. And we really are well connected there with the legislature, and we do testimonies and things like that. So with that, we'll move on to the next. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. The next slide. All right. One of the things that Tim Hoven and his group does for us is maintains a legislative grid. And there's a link there that you can click on that will take you to it. You can also access that through our website. It's an absolutely terrific grid of all of the issues that we're dealing with, all the things that are coming up. We just, the last several weeks has been spent on dealing with the issue of PAs wanting more independence. But all the things, whether it's step therapy or direct primary care, all of the things that have been coming up in the legislature are all there. These are things that we're working on a constant basis. We have a legislative committee that helps direct and provide input on this. We did a member survey not too long ago. You can see there what some of the areas of concern are. Obviously accessing children's psychiatry consultation services, making sure that we have adequate coverage in the rural areas, things like that. We have been very involved, Tim and his group has been very involved in making sure that it's been a smooth transition with the new governor. We've been active in things like Medicaid expansion, step therapy, things like that. One of the things that you need to know is that we do have a political action committee, a PAC, that's where you can make contributions, and then we can provide support to legislators. With that, we do have Dr. Day coming up on the 29th. We would like you to be there. If you click on that, you can see where you can join 500 to 600 additional physicians at the Capitol.
So again, we'll just launch the poll question about the advocacy area focus. Again, feel free to add some comments to that after you vote in the poll, or if you have any other questions that you'd like us to address, we'd be happy to do so as it relates to the advocacy area focus. And you can see there, 93% of members said that they feel like the Academy is doing a good job as it relates to advocacy. So we're very pleased to hear that, and we'll continue to have this as an area of focus going forward. One thing I do want to circle back to, after our talking about CME a little bit earlier, we did get a question from somebody on the webinar. The question boiled down to, does the Academy have any plans for any live CME meetings, which is a really great question. A number of years ago, we decided to move our annual meeting to the current virtual format. So it has been a little bit since we've had our own live CME meeting. We do have a group that's looking into opportunities to do that again here in the next year or two. So that's something we certainly want to hear from our members on. When we do survey our members, we do ask if they're looking to the Academy for things like live CME and live member meetings. So that is something we're looking at offering here in the next year or so. So stay tuned for more on that. And we will certainly keep everybody updated as to what events we might have here in the future.
But the members need to come to the meeting, right?
Yeah, attendance is really crucial. Unfortunately, that was one of the reasons we started having the meeting like this virtually, is because attendance at our live meetings has dwindled. But after a couple of years, this very well could be a good time to revisit having something live and in person. Lisa, do you want to take us to leadership?
Sure. So the next focus area for the Wisconsin Academy has been nurturing and developing family physician leaders. I'm sitting in a room with many of them right now. And, oh, thank you. As part of our survey that we do annually, we found that 51% of our practicing members have some form of leadership role in their organization, group, or hospital medical staff. 70% of our members are participating as a mentor or a preceptor for students and residents. We thank you for those roles. I think it's incredibly important for the voice of family medicine leaders to be heard at all levels around the state. Getting involved with WAFP committees and work groups. We have a number of standing committees, including resident and student committee, advocacy, and others. And then periodically we have work groups that are dealing with topics that are more timely, that are but a limited duration. And we really encourage you to check the website and get involved with any of those groups that are of interest to you. One of our more active ones is the legislative group, which Beth Menzel co-chairs and has a monthly meeting that's quite valuable. We also provide delegates to the WAFP leadership conferences coming up, which includes multiple constituency groups for women, minorities, other LGBT, and international graduates. So if you're interested in positions in that area, please let us know as well. Our focus has been on helping members be leaders in their practice, system, community, and in the WAFP. One of the things that we're doing is starting an updated leadership spotlight to highlight members who are leaders. So far in 2020, we have plans to feature Dr. Jim DeLine, who is practicing with the plain folk community and has done some really interesting work around the genetic issues involved with that population, and Dr. Angela Glatsky-Plowman. So if you know of anyone who would make for a good spotlight, please contact the Academy and we would be delighted to feature them. Quick poll. So our next quick poll will be coming up. Again, same procedure. Is it? Oh, I was going to do it. Are there questions? Okay, the quick poll is up. Do the WAFP's activities to nurture and develop family physician leaders meet your needs as a member? And we have 75% saying yes. Appreciate that. For those of you 19% who are unsure and the 6% who said no, please let us know what we can be doing better. If you have thoughts, would like to join a committee or provide us with any other information, that would be greatly appreciated.
So what you see on the screen now is just a snapshot of one of our leadership spotlights, again, from last year. We really, cherish the opportunity to help kind of share your stories about the different things that you're doing. When the links are posted and the slides are posted, we'll have a link to our website. Some of these are really nice written leadership pieces. Others that we have are really cool videos of our members being able to share their stories. So those are all archived on our website and will be accessible through the slides once we have them posted here after the meeting.
All right, one of the other areas of focus that we have and that we've had for quite some time is to grow and maintain a family medicine workforce. And that is at all levels. So getting people interested in going into medical school, getting medical students to select family medicine, getting the residents to stay and practice in Wisconsin, hopefully in a rural area. So 74% of the medical students that have been surveyed plan to select family medicine residency. Again, those are just the ones that responded. And 86% of the residents surveyed said that they would still choose family medicine if they had to do it all over again. And 62% of the residents surveyed said that they are likely to stay in Wisconsin to practice. Not sure that that's what the actual results show, but we're working with lots of different groups throughout the state of Wisconsin to help us with that.
So some of the activities and achievements in this area we discussed earlier include the offerings for our active members, including opioid education, KSAs. Again, trying to keep our students and residents engaged. So every residency program is visited over a 2-year cycle, and there is a stethoscope giveaway to help encourage them to get involved. Sometimes we ask for money for that, so you may be seeing some information on that and on your emails in the future. We also have encouraged our students and residents to run for national positions with the AAFP. Other things we work on include collaborations with workforce initiatives, including rural workforce initiatives and GME Workforce Summit. We are now up for our next poll question. Do the WAFP's activities to grow and maintain a family medicine workforce meet your needs as a member? And again, if you have other questions for us, please raise your hand electronically or type it in the chat bar. So you can see the results. Many of you do feel we meet the needs. A few of you feel we don't. A few of you aren't sure. So we have some work to do in reaching you and explaining what we do and why we do it, or you can certainly join us and help with that as well. We'll have to do a little more investigation in that area. Thank you. So at a national level, we are very happy to have a Wisconsin representative there. Alan Schwartzstein was a past president of WAFP. He has been elected to his third one-year term as speaker after 2 years as vice speaker, and he will be seeking re-election this year again. And Alan has been a great resource to us of what is happening nationally, as well as taking our concerns back to the WAFP. Next, we're going to ask Becky to give a foundation update.
Hello, everyone. As the foundation is the philanthropic arm of the Academy, we have been primarily focusing on your area of focus in maintaining and growing a workforce. Therefore, we are working on really supporting medical students and family medicine residents. In doing so, in addition to our normal fundraising efforts, we've been providing quarterly drawings and giving people experiences and outings through quarterly drawings. This has been providing a high return on investment and really supplementing our fundraising efforts. And in fact, in some cases, it's fully funding some of our programs, such as our stethoscopes for residents. We do need champions to donate an experience. It can be sports, as you see on the screen, performing arts. We did a Hamilton drawing last year. Providing or donating a private dinner for a group, weekend or long weekend or week-long lake house. If you have something to offer there, would be really appreciated. We'd like somebody to donate Packer tickets. Students to National Conference get a huge head start on our Q3 drawing with the donation of Packer tickets. We can raise $7,000 or $8,000 to start our program for the following year, off to a good start. So if you're interested in that, please contact the Academy office. Some of the highlights of 2019 included awarding our 5th and final Dr. David Eitram Rural Resident Memorial Scholarship to Dr. Sammy Oleziak. She's with the Mayo Clinic Family Medicine Residency Program in Eau Claire and an MCW grad. This scholarship was intended for rural family medicine residents in Wisconsin with dedication to serving rural Wisconsin upon completion of residency training and carrying on Dr. Eitram's legacy of leadership and advocacy in those areas. We were thrilled to give Dr. Oleziak that award this last fall. And this scholarship is now sunsetted, but we are looking at other opportunities to support residents in this way. We've also presented stethoscopes at our 16 residency programs, and again sent 47 students to attend National Conference. All in all, we had over 50 students attending this year, and our results have been pretty phenomenal. We have about 77% of the students we send to National Conference, ultimately, when they complete their medical school training, do match in family medicine residency. As you see in front of you now is the 2019 donation summary. Also, ways you can donate are on your screen. Giving your time, talent, or treasure, it doesn't just have to be through money, is a good way to contribute and be a part of the foundation. You can volunteer your time on the board. We're always looking for board members who are interested in philanthropy and advancing our mission. We have work groups. You can volunteer your time at events or host an experience for the quarterly drawings. As far as your treasures, you can obviously give money to the program that most interests you or help grow our endowment through a charitable gift. But you can also, in addition to giving now, you might want to remember us in your estate planning and become a member of our Legacy Council. So thank you all for your support. We do have many donors who give year after year and support us in all of our efforts, and I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Becky. So again, we have foundation committees and work groups, and we have academy committee and work groups as well. Currently, we have at least 100 members that are involved. However, we are almost a 3,000 member organization. So we would love to get different voices, people from different areas and different types of practices. We have a lot of meetings, but some of these meetings are only quarterly or a small, short amount of time just to accomplish a task. There are some set committees, as we mentioned, the legislative committee, of course, our own academy committees, executive committee, well-being will probably turn into a committee as well. So we would love to hear from you and get you involved. You can see Brandon's email address up there to help with that. So I am very pleased to announce that we have several award winners for 2019. It's always nice to hear about our amazing colleagues and what they are doing. We have Deb Dreyer, who is the Family Physician of the Year. We were impressed by her well-rounded practice, the way she fulfills the breadth of family medicine needs in her community, and her community engagement. She practices the full scope of family medicine, and she played an instrumental role in growing the North Lakes Federally Qualified Health Center. Dr. Beth Damitz has a long-standing commitment to teaching family medicine and serving in leadership roles. She is the Family Medicine Educator of the Year. She goes above and beyond her duties to help support residents and help them grow, and she has been well recognized for her excellence in teaching and in patient care. And Dr. James DeLine, you heard about earlier, has been working with the Plain folk. He's a country doctor in the Southwest region of the state and has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to serving patients in need throughout his career. He's a pillar in his community, practicing a broad scope of medicine, including making house calls and studying rare genetic diseases. He is truly a dedicated physician and deserving of this award. So congratulations to all three of our accomplished, amazing members.
So just kind of wanted to provide a little bit of a brief overview just of the Academy and kind of who we are operationally. As was referenced a couple times before, we do have 3,000 members. And as Sabina said, there's certainly room for us to grow and to get more of you guys involved. So hopefully the information that we've shared today will inspire you to do that. That 3,000 members is made up. We've got about 2,000 active practicing physician members, about 600 student members, and about 300 family medicine residents who are members of our organization. As you can see there, the Academy's budget is over $650,000 every year. And so we strive to do a really good job of investing your dues dollars and that budget in things that make a difference for you and for your patients. As you can see there, we send out a lot of member communications. We strive to keep you informed about the activities of the Academy and ways that you can get involved. We certainly appreciate all of you that make sure that you open all of those solicitations and all that information that we send you. And we look forward to continuing to hear from you and hope that there's content there that you find valuable and we'll want you to get engaged.
Okay, this is Lisa Dodson again. Recognizing our outgoing board members, you'll see them up there. Colin Lash was a student member who is entering family medicine. Karen Rosner, Janie Sagavi, who's also a student member. Ken Shellhays as the departing board chair, and Blaise Vitale as a board member. Thank you to each and every one of them for their service over many years and all that they've brought to our Academy. I am the outgoing president and wanted to just thank everyone again for welcoming me so warmly when I arrived in the state as a fairly new Wisconsinite. And even though I couldn't pronounce Oregon correctly, have tolerated my being on the board and as the president, and I've been very honored to serve in that role. Our president-elect will be Beth Pine. This is the slate of officers. First Vice President Rod Erickson, Treasurer Eric Stater, and Foundation President Zach Baseman. The directors will be Diana Flint, Wes Fox, and Thomas Hahn. Resident directors Taylor Boland and Heather Harrison, and your AAFP delegate Andrea Gavin. So that is the slate of officers. We will have a vote, coming up on the screen shortly, I think. So the poll question is, do you approve the proposed slate of board members for 2020? If you would like to abstain, there's that option. Otherwise, yes or no for the full slate.
So the board can just raise their hand.
And we appear to have 100%. Thank you very much for your vote, and congratulations to all the new officers and board members. All right, Brandon, I seem to be stuck. Brandon. I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. So your 2020 officers and directors are as listed on the slide. We have 2 open positions for student directors, one from each of these schools. So if you have any student members that you're working with that you would like to connect to us, that would be appreciated. Otherwise, thank you to everyone who is serving in a leadership role for the Academy. Strategic plan. So this is a summary of our 2020 strategic plan. The areas of focus we've kind of run through already, but the first is promote healthy physician, healthy practice, healthy patients for all members. The goals, there are 4 of them listed on your slide. I'm not going to go into detail, but the goals or in the subsets, but help members with any practice issues is goal 1. Promote practice transformation, particularly around payment models from hamster wheel medicine to actually things that focus on prevention and other areas of our expertise for family doctors. Helping members with well-being and burnout, and actively assisting members with their CME, maintenance of certification, and maintenance of licensure. All of these will be available to you on the website or on the slide set, which will be posted. Second area is promotion of family medicine advocacy. Goal 1, to develop and promote family physicians as health policy leaders and partners. Goal 2 is to move to proactive advocacy in the legislative process, working again with our legislative analyst and his team. Advocating for family physician-friendly practice of medicine. That's a reworded goal for this year. Next is the area of nurturing and developing family physician leaders, with the goal to involve our family medicine leaders in communities, practices, WAFP and AAFP, including expanding diversity. And finally, the area of focus of grow and maintain a family medicine workforce. This is goal 1 is to identify opportunities for public health and family medicine to collaborate, to attract interest in family medicine, grow family medicine physicians, maintain active membership, keep members in medicine, and WAFP. Goal 3 is to determine strategies to influence admissions committees at both medical schools to emphasize family medicine. And goal 4 is to create strategies to assist the AAFP in achieving the goal of 25% of students selecting family medicine by 2030. This is mirrors the AAFP goal, which you can find more information on their website through a new program called 25 by 2030. And to maintain our quality workforce here in Wisconsin. All right.
All right. One of the things that we do at an annual meeting is to deal with any changes in bylaws. There are no changes that are being proposed at this point, so there's no update there. And then the next thing is to approve any dues increase. We have been every other year increasing dues. So the dues will go up from $334 a year to $350. So it's a 5% increase. We are the 14th largest state with 3,000 members. But we only are the 20th ranked as far as dues go. So we feel like we're in good shape there. The idea there with the increase is to help us with inflation and continuing to provide the services that we need to members. One of the things that we wanted to do is just to let everybody who's listening in know that we are doing this in conjunction with a board meeting. And when you heard all of the applause later, that was not Brandon and me clapping. It was the board that we have here with us at the meeting. All right, we need the membership to vote on the dues increase. And that's coming up. While we're waiting, this would be just a prime opportunity to ask if anybody knows who Frosty the Snowman's favorite ant is. Anybody? Antarctica. No. What did one snowman say to the other snowman? You smell carrots? Guess who received a dad jokes book? All right, there we go. And why does Santa Claus go down a chimney? It suits him.
All right, the dues increase is approved. 93% voted yes, as well as everybody here in person. So thank you for the feedback on that poll as well. The call for resolutions, the Academy, as do all the state chapters, participate in the AAFP Congress of Delegates. We send 2 delegates and 2 alternates to represent you, our members, there every year. So the process for submitting resolutions is on your screen there. These all go to the AAFP Congress where they're debated and voted on to potentially become national policy. To submit a resolution, you can email me, Brandon, at wafp.org. We will then forward your proposed resolution on to our delegation, who will then make the calls to whether that's something we want to recommend supporting or not supporting. It'll then be approved by our board before ultimately being brought to the Congress of Delegates in the fall. As you can see there, the deadline is July 1st. To submit your resolutions to us to be processed. More information on that is on our website, and we will also continue to promote that and publicize that as the July deadline approaches. And that will conclude our annual meeting today. If there's no other questions that have come in, I think we've responded to all those that we've received thus far, but if anything else comes up here later today as you're thinking back on the meeting, don't hesitate to contact us. We'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. As you can see on the screen now, we do have a couple other things that we want you to be aware of that are coming up later this year. The first one is Doctor Day that we spoke about a little bit earlier. That's our Wisconsin's Multi-Specialty Advocacy Day in Madison. It's on January 29th, and that link will be available when the slides are posted. More information on that is also available on our website. An information coming soon is we're working on identifying the dates that we're going to offer our opioid CME course for this year. Right now, we're planning on offering it at least 3 times this year. So stay tuned for more on that if you still need to earn those credits. And then we'll also ask that you save the date for a member reception in Chicago that corresponds with AAFP's FMX conference. The date on that is going to be October 14th. That's the first night of FMX. So it's just a really great opportunity for you to network and engage with your fellow physicians from the conference. It's been a number of years since FMX has been as close to us as Chicago, so we're hoping to have a really great turnout for that reception. And Matt, were there any other questions before we adjourn today? Really good question. It says only about 20 of almost 3,000 members contribute to the PAC. Any new ideas on how to increase participation in this important area? Tim, anything that you wanna speak on in terms of PAC participation?
It's a very good question. We've been struggling with that for some time. We ask people to contribute and we identify those who do contribute on a quarterly basis. We make it as easy as possible to contribute via credit card by just contacting the WAFP, or you can do it online. We have a PAC committee that works together to identify those people that are friends of family medicine. And last month, we actually used some donated Packer tickets for a fundraising tool that raised $1,300 that was contributed towards the PAC. So we're looking for all kinds of ideas, short of just asking people to make those contributions to support the future of family medicine so that we can be successful in advocacy. And we would certainly, again, seek any ideas from anybody.
Great, that was our last question or comment from a member. So we appreciate all of you joining us today on this snowy Saturday. We do have a meeting evaluation survey that should be in your inbox now. It'll take you just a couple minutes. Another mechanism for you to provide feedback, ask us your questions, and we'd appreciate you just taking 2 minutes to fill out that survey. And with that, that adjourns our 2020